Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, the second part of Camino comments, this time more or less related to my last Camino that I walked in May-June, Camino Portugues. As always, all you hear is my own opinion based on my own experiences. If you want to hear somebody else's opinion, go somewhere else. What you're doing here. And by the way, the fact that I almost never demand to subscribe to my channel doesn't mean you should not subscribe to my channel. You know what you got to do. Now, this kind of video would have been so much more fun if I would have more haters on my channel that I could roast and expose. But there aren't any. Of course, there's some kind of weirdos writing stuff like, "Oh, why you're wearing a mask? It's a pandemic, it's all fake, you get chipped." I don't want to give a platform to those kind of people. Go look for help. But I found at least one, let's say, attempt of hate. It's your fault if you do not stick to the Duoro. Apart from that, typical nagging of a Camino Frances pilgrim. I had to Google what Duoro means, and obviously it's a particular route from Porto to wherever. That obviously must have been more beautiful. Didn't know that. Anyway, typical Camino Frances pilgrim. That's racist. And anyway, the fact that you write such a comment after my very first day without knowing anything about me disqualifies you as a pilgrim. Sorry. Get a life. Go home. Next one. Sympathetic nagger. Love it. I see it similar. Otherwise, I couldn't watch anymore because you're roasting my beautiful way from last year. I know who that was. She knows me. She watched my entire way. So, it was only one day. It's only day by day by day. And after all, if you watched my videos, I said it was an awesome Camino. It was different, but it was awesome. And all my videos are just snapshots of the moment. And I don't want to brag about it, but I love the concept of my kind of videos. Because it's also fun for me to watch my videos now, some months later, and to see the development. And pain, suffering, awful roads, and then it gets better and better, and after all, it's a perfect Camino. I wish more people would do it like that. I'm not the kind of guy who takes SD cards back home and editing for weeks and then post an awesome video of the Camino Portugues. No. There's no emotion in it. That doesn't tell the story, or at least it doesn't tell the story the way that I want to tell the story. So I love your comment. Next one. Don't look for beautiful things. You will never find them. The Camino is in you. You still have the entire way ahead of you. The Camino will provide you with everything. Pain is probably a part of it. And that's true. That's what I always say. Don't look for anything. Don't expect anything. Because you won't get it. The Bible says You will find God if you're truly looking for Him with all of your heart. That doesn't work on the Camino. The Camino doesn't give you what you expect. The Camino never gives you what you're looking for. The Camino will give you something completely different, but it's something that you need, that you didn't know that you need, and that's much more precious and valuable. That's kind of funny. Compliments for your interpretation of the Holy Bible. It is, after the Gospel according to Biff, best what I've ever heard. What does he relate to? I once said, I am a believing atheist. I don't believe everything, but I believe in something superior. And I said that if you draw a line under the Holy Bible, or let's say the core message of the Bible is just love each other, don't be a dickhead. We don't have to stress it too much. That's all it is. It's easy. Next one. Last year was my Camino and it was beautiful. And also I made reservations and enjoyed the freedom to walk and to arrive relaxed. People say it's not pilgrim style to make reservations. You just have to walk and drop into an albergue. First of all, on the Portuguese way, you don't have that many albergues. Second, on the French way, if you're lucky, it works. Most of the time, it doesn't. I walked my first French way in 2015, and even then, it didn't work. You know, and in particular, if you want to walk long distances, like 30, 35, 40K, means 8 or 9 hours on the road. Means you arrive somewhere in the afternoon, 3, 4, 5 p.m. If you want to find a bed in an albergue, good luck. I think 99% of the time you won't have any luck. But it's your choice. I would love to walk a Camino like that. Just not thinking, walk until you're tired, drop into the next albergue, get a bed. But unfortunately, with hundreds of thousands of pilgrims, no. Next one. You can look forward to the plank trail. They will follow you the entire coast. And don't forget to enjoy the beach. Honestly, I love the ocean, I love the sea. And I really enjoyed walking along the coast with Costa del Morte, with the huge waves and the sound of the waves breaking on the rocks. I love that very much for a certain time. But, you know, 1 day, 2 days, it's more than enough. Because what I didn't like about that was on the left hand, you have the ocean. On the right hand, you have the street with the cars. And I was really, really happy when I finally got into the woods. Yeah, sorry. You know, the ocean, the coast is amazing. But it all comes for a price. You will still have a lot of cobblestones ahead. Yeah, you know, I complained a lot about the cobblestones. And for me, I don't know, I was kind of it looked like an obsession to put everywhere cobblestones wherever possible. I don't get it. And my problem was, I was, stupid enough to try to walk in barefoot shoes. And cobblestones are an absolute killer for the feet. And even more if you walk in barefoot shoes. and it was no fun at all. Yeah, I don't know. Scenery is nice, everything's fine, but when your feet hurt, you don't have an eye for that. Next one, this one's in English, easy. Okay, you don't win a prize for ultralight packing, but as long as you can handle the weight, it's okay. I like the bag for the backpack and agree 100% about plastic waste. I also like TJ Maxx. I don't know, you didn't have that store in Germany. I also use a fanny pack on the front like you for credential, passport, cell phone, wallet, chapstick, etc. Looking forward to the videos. When it comes to weight, I take what I think that I have to take. I don't weigh my stuff. If it's light, it's okay. If it's not lightweight, so what the heck? You know, I have to take a camera, I have to take chargers, I have to take cables. And you know, those guys who cut off the handles of the toothbrush and rip off the pages of the travel guide in order to reduce weight. You can do it. But I think the weight of the backpack itself, maybe it's important for the very first, let's say, 1, 2, 3 days. After that, you get used to it. And I once said that if it's a good backpack and it fits comfortably, 1 kilo more or less is not much of a deal. And yeah, take whatever you think it's necessary. If you're looking for super lightweight walking, you will lose a lot of comfort. And I think comfort is a huge part of the Camino, makes it so much easier. And do not underestimate the Camino. Camino is not easy. You don't have to suffer on top. Next one. I agree, I had expensive bulky raincoat and sent ahead to Santiago. Then reached Galicia, raining, of course. Used a garbage bag with a hole for my head. Was perfect for the last part of the walk. Yeah, that's it. I think rain gear for walking on the Camino is highly overestimated. And now I walked with my 100 euro rain jacket that I bought a year ago on my Camino Frances. Was absolutely sufficient. You can easily buy rain jackets for 400, 500, 600 euros. They don't make a huge difference. You know, when you walk in warm weather, high humidity, and you're walking for hours in heavy rain, they all gonna break down and you get wet. It is what it is. So if you get wet anyway, why not save some money? And I know there will be people saying, oh, I have my Fjellraven or Arc'teryx rain jacket that I bought 10 years ago for 800 euros and I never get wet at all. Fine, grab a glass of milk. Next one. Now this one's a comment after my Camino. You know, recently I bought a new camera, which I'm filming on now. It's the Sony A7C. It's a full-frame camera, the smallest or the compactest full-frame camera on the market. I like having nice stuff. That's why I bought it. But this one said, what? 2,000 euro camera? What kind of pilgrim you are? A real pilgrim is on a pilgrimage with a wooden stick and not with a 2,000 euro camera. And then in brackets, I want to take my drone on the Camino. Okay, this one's kind of funny. I like your humor. Yeah, indeed, it was 2,000 euro, but I would never, ever take that beast on the Camino. I will always, as long as it lives, use my Sony X3000. I love it. It is it's Scotch tape because I taped the wind moth. It's an action camera, lightweight, fits in your pocket of your pants. Awesome sound out of the box. You don't have to do anything with it. Just take out the SD card into your phone, upload. That's it. But anyway, I bought this camera for my videos at home because I wanted to have more, let's say, options. You know, manual settings regarding aperture and shutter speed and ISO, and I want to have more low light performance because low light, this guy breaks down. It's an action cam. And you know, with this guy, when I film in 4K, the file size is about 4 times bigger than when I shoot my videos in full HD. And it's not simple, not feasible on the Camino. At least if I want to load up, if I want to upload my videos the same evening. And you know I'm lazy. I don't take my SD cards back home and do the editing after I got back home. I don't do that. I want to upload immediately. And that's simply not doable. And it's bulky and it's heavy as shit. Although it's a compact camera. You know, and even with a small lens like the Samyang 18mm 2.8, it's about 700 grams. That's 700 grams. That's a lot. This one, 115 grams. Take that. You know, no. I wouldn't take this camera on the Camino, ever. And if you want to take a drone on the Camino, my last Camino before the pandemic, prior to the pandemic, I had my drone with me when there haven't been all of these restrictions. Now it's so fun anymore, I sold it. But I had my drone on the Camino. I used it only once and I lost my SD card. If you want to do it, do it. But you will soon find out that this kind of dealing with all this kind of technical stuff will steal your joy of walking the Camino. But it all depends on what you expect. You know, if you want to walk the Camino and shoot an awesome Camino video, go for that. Go with a 4K full frame camera. Go with a drone. I want to walk my Camino and shoot some videos. That's it. Different approach. Anyway. Little pilgrim duck. That's it so far. See you next time. Ciao, ciao.